Hi, welcome back. This is the second of the matrix video series. In the last video, we looked at matrix addition, subtraction, and scalar multiplication. If you didn't watch that one, please go back and watch that first. It's called Intro to Matrices, and then come back on over and watch this one. So this video has to do with matrix equations. We're going to use what we already know from the last video to solve equations involving matrices. Here we're given an equation with uppercase variables that stand for these specific matrices that they've listed on the bottom, and they want us to solve for matrix X. Well, ignore the fact for a second that those are matrices, and let's just treat A, B, and X like variables. If you wanted to solve for X, you would use inverse operations. So first you'd subtract A from both sides, and then multiply by -2. And now that gives us X equals 2/3 B plus 2A. Now we can go back in and substitute the actual matrices into that equation. To find 2/3 B, we take all the elements inside of B and multiply them by 2/3. What I like to do is think about that in two steps, dividing by 3 and multiplying by 2. So there's our 2/3 B. Then we need to find 2A. That was a little bit easier, just multiplying all the elements by 2. And then lastly, we add them together. Remember, the way that we add matrices is by adding elements in the same position. 8 gets added to 10, 0 to 8, -8 to 2, and 4 to 24. And there we go. That is our matrix X. We've solved for it. The other thing that we looked at in the last video was calculating the determinant of a 2x2 matrix. We can find the determinant of any matrix that is square. A square matrix has the same number of rows as it does columns. Square. For sake of speed on the ACT, if you do encounter a matrix that's bigger than a 2x2, that's where I recommend you start using your calculator. Let's find the determinant of this 3x3 using the TI-84 Plus. First thing I'm going to do is hit second matrix to get to my matrix screen. I need to type the matrix in. I'm going to hit edit. All right, this is a 3x3. And, all right, we've got one. Scroll over. I'm just going to input the data. A word about the two negatives. I want to make sure that I'm using this negative button here because if I accidentally use this minus button instead, -2, it's going to give me this error message. So I'm going to go back and edit that. It didn't save that, just that last one. It should have saved the rest of it. And I can just come back down if that happens. It's not a big deal. And scroll on over to that one, making sure I use the negative. Okay, my matrix is ready to go. I'm going to hit second quit, second matrix, and scroll over once to the math. First one is the determinant, that, and then go back second matrix, and I want the determinant of matrix A, so I'm selecting 1 and hit enter, and it gives it to me. Easy peasy. Technology is just so lovely, isn't it? You might be wondering at this point, this is all cool, but when am I going to use this? Why is any of this helpful? Well, that's where my next video comes in. So stay tuned and we will get into matrix multiplication and systems coming soon.